Welcome to PTI. I'm Reece Weitzel alongside Austin Hegman. This is Sports Broadcasting Camp Atlanta, and I'll tell you what. Recent news coming in that in the NBA, there will be no longer guaranteed seeds to the division winners. It will just be playoff order ranked 1 through 8 based on record. Your thoughts? Because I'm against this.
I'm perfectly for this. I mean, if we ranked it by the top 16 teams, that would be even better, to be honest with you. We'd have the Cavaliers. They would be the 7th seed out of 16 if we were to do it by all 16 teams. I don't think that this is enough transition. We need to do all 16 teams to qualify for the playoffs. We'd have more quality basketball early on, better series late, and it would just be a better game to watch.
Well, I counter that point in the fact that the regular season is already in the NBA kind of questionable as in with effort. If you incentivize things in the NBA, there'll really be no things. Why even win the division anymore when it's just based off of record? Why even try to win your conference, try to place in the conference, get one of those top seeds? That is where this is really falling apart fundamentally for me. You're telling me, why even have divisions at this point?
Well, if you place in the top of your division, you're guaranteed to be a top 4 or 5 seed, depending on where the rest of the teams stack. But if you're at the top of your division, you're most likely going to be near the top of your conference.
Yes, but, I mean, how can we ignore the fact that, why even have divisions? Why incentivize things? Why play that one extra game when, and if you want 16 teams, why even have conferences? I mean, why not just have the NBA, play every team twice, and call it a 58-game season?
82.
Well, if you play every team twice, then... All right, anyway, moving on to the next topic. We're going to talk some baseball, although a lot of things have been in the headlines with, the All-Star game and All-Star game and whether or not it should be home field advantage. One thing we kind of think gets ignored, and obviously the All-Star game was played in Cincinnati, so there was no DH. I'm personally against the DH. I think it's the purest way to play baseball. It's how the managers should have to do it. It's how it's meant to be played. Your thoughts?
The DH it needs to be in the NL. Just solely for the fact that I am so tired of watching Bartolo Colon and other players like him try to hit a baseball. Watching Bartolo Cholesterol go in and swing and miss and pitches and just twirl into the ground like some kind of doofy cartoon character has become too much for me to watch.
Well, I'm going to have to interrupt you there in the fact that if you don't want Bartolo Colon swinging around like a little doofus marshmallow man from Ghostbusters, take him out in the 6th inning. Like, pitchers need to develop their swing. The sacrifice bunt, getting runners over, hitting a ground ball to the right side. I mean, how important is that? In baseball, the fundamentals of the game are losing. And honestly, yes, baseball's struggling with the youth crowd, but what they need to do is continue to retain the older population, the older viewership, and that's kind of against the DH.
The DH a pitcher batting at this point, other than 6 or 7 names, is a free out at this point. It should be gone. Next topic it is. Last year, Ohio State wins the national championship. The year before that, Florida State wins the championship. ACC seemed to have their number in bowl season. SEC still on top? Yes, the SEC is still definitely on top. Look at the people that have been drafted out of the SEC the last 2 years. Humongous names. Look at Trent Richardson, Eddie Lacy, some backs from Alabama. SEC is definitely still on top. Look at
Yes, I mean, they have a gauntlet, but it's not just the 80,000 people that come to the seats. You can get 80,000 people anywhere. I mean, the fact of the matter is the Big Ten's getting better. The ACC is going to have a down year this year, but they're consistently getting better. They had the SEC's number. And I think a lot of it is people get criticized because the SEC beats up on themselves. Do they really beat up on themselves, or do they benefit from beating each other and looking better? Mississippi State got absolutely handled by a Georgia Tech team that really didn't show much. I mean, you have 4 weeks to prepare for the triple option with the so-called elite defense. If you're the SEC, how can you combat that? And here's the thing. Big Ten's getting better. Pac-12's getting better. I mean,
I think you can't just look at 1 week here, though. Obviously, there was a bad loss, but 1 week does not equal an entire season. And the SEC had an almost unrivaled amount of teams in the top 25 the last couple of years.
Exactly, but, I mean, how many of those teams are overlooked? Of course, Ole Miss went into Atlanta and got absolutely the lights beaten out of them by TCU. What I'm trying to say is that I believe that, there's more parity. People are getting less drawn to the SEC. Urban Meyer, you got the big dogs in the ACC. You got Jimbo Fisher down in the ACC, so Big Ten Urban Meyer. And then Oregon's a perennial power out west. And TCU, Gary Patterson. I mean, there are teams rising throughout the SEC. Say what you want about them. I think their reign as top dog is over, especially in this playoff when you can really reveal the flaws.
That's our show today. I'm Austin Eggman.
I'm Reece Weitzel. Thank you very much.